Hello there, it's Adrian Whichcord, solicitor at Thackeray Williams in the Residential Property Department. Just wanted to have a quick chat about the end of lockdown and some of the difficulties that we see and what we can try and do to try and deal with those. Obviously, it's been 7 weeks now of not being able to move everyone. Some transactions we've managed to still complete within government guidelines, but quite a few have been delayed as government guidance requested, and there's lots of transactions there where we've got clients waiting to be able to move and are ready to do so, but we're just waiting for this lockdown to be released as far as we can. Clearly, government's announcements are still awaited as to exactly how the lockdown will be released. It's clearly going to be some sort of phased basis. Quite where being allowed to move is going to fit into that, we don't know. But hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later, and we can start getting people moved again. But I think the real risk is that once we are allowed to have people moving again, it's clear that if there is a spike of cases, then we might go back a phase and be not allowed to move people again if that causes a problem. So it's going to, if there's going to be this cycle of lockdowns that people are worried about, what can we do to try and not lose the window of opportunity to move people if that transpires? I think the main thing that we're thinking at the moment is it's just key to be ready. Many moons ago, many will remember home information packs, the ill-fated introduction of them, or not. But the idea there was that when a property was marketed, there would be a full pack of information available to buyers regarding that property to try and cut down the process, cut down the timescale, because a lot of the work would have already been done. Now, I'm not suggesting that we do full home information packs, certainly not expecting sellers to put together surveys or indeed a search pack, because most searches come back relatively quickly these days, even during this lockdown. But what I would say is it's going to be important for I think sellers to instruct solicitors at the earliest opportunity so that we can put together a pack of information, the usual sales pack information, just as soon as possible. We put it together even when you're looking for a buyer, and then as soon as a buyer is found, we just issue those papers to the buyer solicitors straight away without delay, at least get the process moving. For our buying clients, we would be saying, look, please get matters moving, get your solicitors to get moving just as soon as possible, get your searches required, or at least get monies to the solicitors as soon as possible, all your ID papers, all that kind of thing, so all that due diligence can be done, and we just get cracking on the actual work just as soon as possible. Try and minimise the time it takes for a transaction to take place just as soon as we can. It's very dependent on the length of chains and everyone's position in chains, mortgage offers, when can surveyors get out to do valuations and surveys and all that kind of thing. But I just want to try and get that message that we need to try and get transactions through just as quickly as possible. If you are looking to sell a property and you just put the property on the market, or you've been waiting to put it on the market until this lockdown's ending, then I'd say, please instruct your solicitors now rather than waiting until the buyer is found. Get your solicitors on board, get them to start putting together that contract pack for you, so that as soon as a buyer is found, papers can go out. Similarly, if you're an estate agent, please encourage your selling clients to instruct solicitors just at that earliest opportunity so that can take place. And if you're a buyer, you've just found a property to buy, please get straight in touch. Get your quotations now for purchasing. As you're looking, just get some quotations so you choose which solicitors you're going to want to go with. So as soon as you found that property, you can go off and instruct those solicitors to get cracking for you as soon as possible. You could even, once you've found the solicitors, say to them, look, we're still looking, but here's our ID papers, here's all the source of funds information that you're going to need from us. So those solicitors have got it. They may not allocate it or open a file at that moment, but they've got those documents. You've gone that far, and at least then the processes can be just shortened. Because the real risk, I think, is that if we end lockdown and we start moving again, and then there's a spike and fresh lockdown is brought in, there might only be a very short window there to actually deal with the transaction. So we know that the timescales we were given last time were minimal, negligible, and that could happen again very easily, I think. So that's the message for today. Please get the solicitors instructed ASAP to do as much work as they possibly can, and then try and, when we can do a completion, try and fit it in. Okay, thank you.